private jet and Papped in Atlanta. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This one's wife and Harry were in Canouan just recently. Just one photograph emerged from their trip of the pair of them walking along side by side in an otherwise empty resort environment. They attempted to hold hands, and they were pictured from behind. Numerous people have speculated that they didn't actually go, and that the photo is not actually genuine. Some have suggested that it's a pair of doubles. Nevertheless, they've come back from somewhere as they've been photographed in Atlanta. Ruth Stiles writes for the Daily Mail. Exclusive. Prince Harry and this one's wife seen arriving in Atlanta on private flight after spending weekend on the island of Canouan in the Grenadines. Prince Harry and this one's wife were spotted after touching down in Atlanta, days after jetting off for a romantic weekend getaway in the Caribbean, dailymail.com can reveal. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were seen flying into the city on a private flight on Monday as they returned from their brief holiday to the tiny island of Canouan in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Not entirely sure why they're flying into Atlanta other than the fact that it's a major hub, so perhaps they're now on a connecting private jet to take them to Los Angeles, although you would think that they would stay on the existing private jet and fly direct back to Los Angeles. Perhaps whoever's jet it is didn't want them going that far with it, or perhaps if they actually paid for it, they couldn't afford to go all the way. I should imagine it would cost them somewhere in the region of about $400,000 for the particular type of private jet that they went on. Naturally, this again throws into question their eco-credentials. It's unsurprising, however, that Harry's wife engages in such hypocrisy as a consequence of the fact that she will tell people, "We must save the planet. Well, you can all do it. I'll carry on in the usual fashion of ensuring that I'm allowed to fly wherever I want, privately." Naturally, if you've got the money, you can afford it, then you can fly on a private jet. And naturally, it makes a lot of sense in terms of security, convenience, and saving time. That's the main reason that wealthy people fly on private jets. It actually saves you a hell of a lot of time. However, if you're going to do that, then in the circumstances, it is entirely inappropriate and hypocritical to then bang on about environmental concerns when you're engaging in this behaviour. But it isn't a surprise when it comes to this one's wife, as we all know that what she says and what she does are invariably diametrically opposed as a consequence of her sense of entitlement, her lack of accountability, and the way that her narcissism compartmentalizes. Exclusive dailymail.com photos show the royal couple disembarking the plane and leaving the tarmac, where they were greeted by staff and US Customs and Border Patrol agents. Harry's wife, 42, sporting a post-vacation glow, I think you mean bronzer, came prepared for the cooler Atlanta weather in a black long-sleeve maxi dress, brown slip-on sandals, and a blue scarf. She wore dark sunglasses and tied her hair back in a messy bun and carried a souvenir tote emblazoned with the words "Cream of the Islands" while clutching a sun hat. More about her tote bag later. Equipped with his weekender bag, Harry, 39, was also dressed casually in a white polo shirt, olive pants and shoes, and topped off his post-holiday look with a black cap. The Sussexes' two young children were not seen returning with their parents and appeared to not have joined them on their trip. Well, it's not appears they didn't, and as I've explained in a video yesterday, we all know why they didn't attend. The busy couple enjoyed a few days of quiet on the Caribbean island after a busy few weeks that saw them in Germany for the This One's Wife's Games, and then New York for Archewell's first in-person event marking World Mental Health Day. It's unclear if Harry and Harry's wife have travelled to Atlanta, where close friend Tyler Perry is known to have his own massive studio lot, for work or leisure. Now, just pausing there, once again, they ensure that they're seen on the tarmac, and this is done, of course, by Harry's wife to ensure that she is seen so that people talk about her, and she will certainly succeed in that as a consequence of the fact that people are going to talk about, oh, here they are, returning from another holiday, the children aren't with them, oh, they're flying by private jet. So she gets the fuel, but most of it is going to be challenge fuel because it will be people criticising her. Nevertheless, her narcissism still insists on putting her out there. She could readily have flown in without being papped, but she has to ensure that it happens. She can't help herself. She's an addict to the attention, an addict to the fuel. She needs that fuel to validate her, to remind her that she's important. And it's all about gaining it in the moment. It doesn't matter that there is a collateral consequence because the narcissism isn't contemplating that. And so the fact that they face criticism for being in a private jet when they held themselves out as having eco-warrior credentials, and the fact that they've gone without their children, which results in people criticising them for that, means that the collateral consequence is that there is plenty of criticism. The Mail goes on to drive home the point about the use of the private jet by explaining that the island is a short 45-minute hop from Barbados, or an even shorter 15-minute trip from St. Vincent. Commercial flights to Barbados and St. Vincent are widely available, while Grenadines Air Alliance has frequent scheduled flights between the islands, although many celebrity visitors opt to fly in direct on a private jet. Of course, many of those individuals that do so don't go around banging on about the environment. They explain that they are conscious about the environment and then engage in behaviours such as repeatedly using private jets, which just reinforces the hypocritical status. Accordingly, they've been seen arriving in Atlanta. It's unclear if they're there for business purposes or if it's just to catch a connection back to Los Angeles. But it does demonstrate once again her insatiable thirst for fuel by needing to have her seen moving from a private jet to a vehicle on the tarmac so that it ends up in the world's press. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.